So you are a photographer or a videographer, but all you've been doing all throughout this time is taking pictures or video on automatic mode, but you are fed up with automatic modes, or let's say for instance using all of these dials which is present on your camera. So you want to start off with making up your own settings and all, but in order to do that you gotta need to know your camera. So there are three things which you guys gotta need to keep in mind whenever you guys are doing manual photography or videography. Those are the three things which we are gonna talk about in this tutorial. So without any further ado, let's roll the B-roll. Bam! So what's up guys, welcome back to yet another video. Hope that you guys are having a great day. Alright, so in this tutorial, as I've already said, we are going to be talking about three things. So those three things are shutter speed, f-stop and ISO. Now what are these three things? So all these three things are related with light. If you guys will increase the shutter speed, you guys gotta need to increase the f-stop also. And if that f-stop is also not working with the situation where you are taking photos or doing videos, then you guys also gotta need to crank up the ISO. Let's get started off with the first thing, and that's the shutter speed. So what is shutter speed, you may think? So higher the shutter speed, the sharper the image. The lower the shutter speed, the more out of focus or blurred the subject of the images. This is really simple. Now here are some of the examples which I just took before doing this video. So here's you guys can see, like I was throwing this ball like from here till down there to the ground. Those were the settings over which I took, but as compared to the lower shutter speed, here as you guys can see, like even when I was sitting down, and my whole subject my whole body was totally blurred out of the image, and it was really hard for you guys to you guys or the person seeing the image to understand who it is. Alright guys, so the light just went out, so now let's talk about the f-stop. So what does f-stop or aperture mean? So let's classify this in simple terms. So the f-stop in camera goes like this: the higher the f-stop, the brighter the image; the lower the f-stop, the darker the image. Now again, if you guys have a higher shutter speed, you guys gotta need to crank up the f-stop also, so that there's a perfect balance between the shutter speed and the f-stop. Third thing is ISO. So ISO is basically the sensor sensitivity to light. So now in simple words, lower the ISO, the darker the image; the higher the ISO, the brighter the image. So it always all these things goes around like as sun is in the middle, and let's say for instance over here sun is this camera, and all these threes are those planet, and they all go around the sun. These three things are really important in order to understand your camera. First, you guys always got to understand your camera, and then make a way, and then level up. There's this pro tip which I would like to give. Whenever you guys will increase your ISO from 3200, or this may vary from camera to camera, because some cameras have ISO even up to 25,000 or so of my camera it's like 6400 is the highest ISO which it can give. So where I always keep my camera is at 32, but right now it's at 6400, because like the situation over here is really dark, and I just want my face to be lit up. But as you guys can see around me, there's tons and tons of noise surrounding me. If you guys have a higher ISO, there will obviously be noise around you. So that's the bit of downside of using ISO. And if you guys can avoid using these ISO, you guys can use your studio light or natural light through the window. Right now I'm currently using that light only. Those are the three things which you guys always gotta need to keep in mind whenever you guys are doing photography or videography. Now as a last thing, as a pro tip which I would like to give you all, is that whenever you guys are filming this subject or anything sort of, and you guys want a motion blur on your hands and your face and everything like that, so you guys always got to need to keep your shutter speed at 125 or 160, because that's the correct frame rate for your hands or your head whenever you do something like motion or things like that to have a most natural motion blur. Now if you guys will increase the shutter speed, like increase, or just in case you will decrease the shutter speed, and something like if you are filming at 80 or 50, that will look a bit kind of choppy. But 125 and 160 is the correct shutter speed for it if you guys are filming any subject or things like that. But if you guys are doing photography of any sports photography or anything like that, make sure that your shutter speed is always cranked up to high, as during the daytime there's tons of light. Doesn't matter if you have to shift your shutter speed to 2000 also, doesn't matter. You guys have a backup of aperture and ISO. Those two things will make your work tons easier. Alright guys, so that's a wrap for this today's video. Be sure that you guys stay tuned for part 2, and I don't know how many parts there are gonna be, but I'm gonna make sure that you guys will learn everything about camera and videography or photography. So make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, like button, and share button. So let's wrap up this today's video right here with the slogan: be kind, be positive, peace.